right, hello everybody. It is 6 or 7 minutes past the start time. I apologize about that. I have had a very back-to-back morning, but we are watching the Xbox Gamescom Showcase today. Can you hear me okay? Is the audio all right? Please let me know if there is any weird difficulties and you can see and hear me all right. I'm gonna go with this, like the Twitch version of Xbox, because yeah, that's usually the best one. But yes, if you don't know what Gamescom is, it is like a, how do you put it? It is basically a very lower key version of E3, but bigger in scale. Like when conventions were actually a thing. That is actually a cool plane. I want to fly that one. Gamescom is a bigger convention than E3, but it doesn't have as big like reveals. So that's what Gamescom is, and Xbox, taking the spotlight as usual, is having their own show instead of just being part of the main show. They might save some things for the main show, which is tomorrow, opening night live. But PlayStation and Nintendo aren't going to be anywhere near Gamescom, it sounds like. They are not part of the partners list, so it is basically just Xbox time. So today is definitely an Xbox day. That this will be very par. They have set expectations. This is just, and by the way, thank you, Joey, for saying so far sounds good. Appreciate it, man. They have set expectations for this to just be about games coming out this year. That's it, just games coming out this year and updates on that, maybe a few sit-down interviews. This is not gonna be like E3 where it's a lot of like trailer after trailer after trailer. It's gonna be a lot more low-key of a show. So put your expectations in check. I'm expecting like a C+ to maybe B- show. But what do you hope? With all that being said, hello chat, Raw Dog, Joey, Bubbly Noodle, Capone. Thank you guys very much for being here. It's always fun to have an experience, like something like this to watch together. What do you think will be at this show, and what do you hope will be at this show? Let me know in the chat as I adjust a little bit here. Sorry for the late start, by the way. I have, this week, man, I really need an extra 20 hours this week for just everything, because the Lord this week. That's all I gotta say is Lord this week. Oh, hi, Aaron Greenberg.
Hello, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to our
oh shit, my camera.
Xbox
No!
At Gamescom stream.
Oh, god damn it.
It's been 2 years since we were together in person.
I might have to briefly buffer for a second, guys.
Fact, it's been 6 years
it hasn't started. This is just pre-show.
Ever FanFest with over 1,000 Xbox
I miss
fans
FanFest.
on a giant boat on the Rhine River right there in Cologne, Germany. I have so many wonderful memories from back in 2015.
Yeah, okay, quick buffer.
Stay connected with fans around the world that I've met.
I should be back. He's just talking about FanFest, so you didn't miss anything. Are we back? Are we good? He's just talking about FanFest. Cool. All right. Sorry about that. I forgot to do the thing with this camera. Like, whenever I use this fancy cam, I'm going to have my new setup. That's one of the reasons I want more time this week, man, is because my new setup is, like, just about done. It is so damn close. And I just want to finish it, damn it.
Gaming community and the games that continue to connect us. When you meet people face to face and you hear their real stories, you begin to understand the power of social connection that only gaming can unlock. This year, I'll miss hosting that lunch we did with fans every year.
Sorry, just look at the chat now.
Or the impromptu meets and greets we would do at Gamescom with our studio.
I actually am curious to hear this, sorry. Because I miss get-togethers.
But I also love how our FanFest community,
I haven't even brushed my teeth today, guys. I haven't even been able to brush my teeth. Like, that's how busy today's been.
Sharing swag from events or looking out for each other, especially during difficult
His
times.
goddamn shirt,
That really
dude.
warms my heart. I love the family feeling that our gaming community fosters. And given the state of the world,
I admit I'm toning this down a little bit because I don't imagine you guys care too much, but he's basically saying he misses getting together. But I just want to see your guys' chats really quick. Joey, as long as I get Game Pass news, I'm happy. Let's get Dark Souls 1 through 3 on Game Pass. Yeah, expect that. That's a safe expectation, is just like expect some Game Pass news. There'll probably be a neat little bomb drop and a couple of cool things. Sorry, I'm just listening to make sure. Forza Motorsport. Yep. Forza Motorsport, I wouldn't expect. Forza Horizon, yes, but Forza Motorsport, that's still ways off. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to talk about that. But yeah, Forza Horizon, probably will get more on that. Motorsport, probably not, because Motorsport's ways off. It's not this year, and they're focusing on stuff that's coming out this year. So, Bubbly Noodle, I hope with the expectation of this show, with only games coming out this year, that it was a bit of a lie and they shock us with something, but I don't need a shock. A shock would be nice, but I don't think they will. What I do want to say, though, is you might be surprised. There's actually a few things I completely forgot about that's this year, supposed to be this year at least. Anybody remember Crossfire X? Anybody remember goddamn Crossfire X? Yeah, that game that was supposed to come out last year that Remedy was doing the campaign for, the people that made Alan Wake and Control and all that stuff. Yeah, what happened to that? Well, it got pushed back into this year, and we haven't heard anything about it. So Crossfire X could be a special, like, finally update on. None of you guys remember this game, but there's a game called Exo Mecha. It's a free-to-play Xbox exclusive that the concept looked like Power Rangers on steroids and like Chrome and stuff. But the last time they showed it, the gameplay did look really wonky. It looked like the animations were non-existent. But it'd be cool to see that game has gotten a lot more polish and is ready to come out this year. Those are two surprises I forgot about. The Gunk. The Gunk is another game that I completely forgot about. It's supposed to come out this year. I'd love to see more on the Gunk. There's a lot of things that they showed last year in July that will probably get touched on in this show. But obviously, I'm very much hoping for Halo. The way last week went, their vlog update, they made it sound like they're not going to have any more Halo news for a couple weeks. But I really hope they bury the chaos that was Halo fandom last weekend with some hype stuff this show. Just like a really hype campaign trailer. I really hope so. That to me will be the shock. I'm not expecting it, but I really hope they do it. Because that's what Halo community needs right now. They need something to build the hype back up. Hey, could you turn the stream audio up a little bit? I will. I just admit this is the not as interesting part. It's everybody talking about, oh, Gamescom, what it means to me as a fan. So, admittedly, that's why I had it turned down, Joey. I just kind of wanted to see our speculation chat more so. And plus, there's subtitles. Joey, same. Dotpot is here. Hello, Dotpot. Raw Dog. But Motorsport was announced way before Horizon. Isn't that crazy? They announced Motorsport way before Horizon, but Horizon gets announced and it's releasing the year of? Like... Yeah, isn't that crazy? But yeah, no, Motorsport is way more off than Horizon. Horizon's been cooking for a while, though. It's been in the works for a while, so I don't know. Joey, oh yeah! Capone, I think I remember that name. The Exo Mecha one? Is that what you're talking about? Or the Gunk, but... minute and a half left. Sorry, I'm just kind of... Jay Baker, hello, sir. Thank you very much for coming by. It's been a while. It has, sir. Hope you've been well. And the fiance's been great. Or you guys... Or is it now the wife? Anyways. I admit I've had this muted because it's everybody just kind of talking about Gamescom, and I don't know. If you want to listen to it, then mute me and read the subtitles. So there you go. Dotpot, oh man, I would love if they showed a Halo Infinite campaign trailer. I would fall out of my seat. That's what I mean, Dotpot. Like, I hope that's what the Halo community needs right now. They need something to hype them up. So I hope that's what they do. Hey, Ricey. Hi, and I am tired, but Xbox Gamescom. Well, hello. I saw, like, Joey earlier too, and folks are like, excuse me. Hi. People are like, man, it's so early, but let's go. And I'm just like, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 in the morning. 10 in the morning. But then some folks have like night owl schedules, I guess. But to me, like, I'm just, when I think 10 o'clock, dude, that's late. All right, turning it up. Sorry. Let's go. Set expectations. Top Gun was supposed to happen this year. Isn't it? Top Gun was supposed to be in like November, right? Or is that just them? Okay, I don't know why that was like a starting shot.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so many great game updates to share with you today. We're talking
God, I hate the blonde
4,
girl.
Psychonauts 2, and my personal favorite, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I don't hate her.
Later on, we'll take an
her
extended
energy
look
gets really
at Forza
weird
Horizon
sometimes.
5. There's so much going into this, and Playground Games' vision of Mexico is muy bonito.
So for
And
sure,
we're getting
Forza
our first
Horizon.
look at the cover car for the game, Paris. I got $5 on it being one of those electric scooters that you see piled up on the sidewalk.
Will Kate win $5? I guess we're about to find out.
Yes, indeed. Our Xbox Blaze team will also chat with devs and deep dive into current and upcoming games all week on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Psychonauts 2 comes out this week.
And their upcoming zombie parkour sequel, Dying Light 2: Stay Human.
Oh, Dying Light 2. So there's a partner. So I forgot to say this, but we'll also get partnership stuff today. That's another thing.
Hello,
We'll get a lot of partnership
I am
stuff.
Timon Smektawa, Dying Light 2
Well, a
lead
couple.
game designer. And this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi. We can't wait until
little bit?
December 7th to finally give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last few years.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for you in the game.
And we are just
This
about to
gorgeous
enter
ass
the
set.
city, fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets. Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two. Ready? Let's go!
Sometimes
stream
I
is
wonder
also
what this
public,
city
right?
looked like before
I'm
all
worried I'm
this.
straight. Yeah, okay, it's probably good.
Probably like many others. People had
I
their
have not played
ambitions,
Dying Light 1.
plans, lives. Now it's all gone. The virus started it, but it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador. They tell me they had a vision. They had hope. But soon, one vision broke into many different ones. Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other. War broke out.
Was it a little bird? Met a broken leg?
Hope died.
Anybody here play Dying Light 1?
Now the city is falling.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
But I can't let that happen. At least, not yet.
That is pretty freaking cool. That was
I need
cool.
the secrets the city holds.
Fuck! Hey! Still some rats here!
I have to pick a side.
The bazaar needs good people. You're doing great so far.
I have to make a difference.
Let's check and see.
No! No! Okay.
They say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series?
This is one of those games that, like, I really respect and think like, looks cool. It's just not grabbing me personally. First-person open worlds, I'm very selective about. First-person open
really
worlds.
Gone? We'll see about that.
Well, that was an exciting trip,
That was
wasn't
a
it,
good
Timo?
trailer, though.
Did you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers, banks, and large billboards? That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
And it's a very unique design, one very important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me, all those parkour moves that you and your team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way.
No,
This
yes,
set
right. And
is
we've got
so-
twice the number of parkour moves compared to the first game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most important to me personally. It brings a whole new fighting style into the game. The player can stagger an enemy and use them to perform further attacks, for example by rebounding from their bodies, jumping off them onto other foes, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely
Audio
going
right,
to be
by the way,
useful.
guys.
The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach those tall skyscrapers and other challenging spots too.
Then it's good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider, which can support players in both parkouring and combat.
There's a
Exactly, and
paraglider?
it's gonna do great, especially in
Bruh.
fights against humans, which are more frequent and important than in Dying
There's a
Light 1.
paraglider.
It's been over 20 years since the events from the first game, so people adjusted. They are much bolder now, at least during the day.
And they are more vicious too.
And I think that's a great summary of this discussion. Pre-order Dying Light 2 and explore its vast, complex world on December 7th. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
It is kind of interesting to think, like, during the day, humans are threatening. During the night, the infected are threatening. So there is no safe time. You are always in danger.
For the first time in the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft Flight Simulator launched on a home console with the release on Xbox Series X
Yes,
and
it
S
did.
last month. Reviewers and gamers alike
About a month
were
ago,
blown
yeah.
away by how well the stunning visuals and the depth of the simulation translated to the console, and that's why I'm extremely honored to welcome the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator,
There we
York
go.
Newman, to the stream. York, thank
Streamed
you
it
for being
yesterday on
here.
Twitch. Plug into
The last
Twitch.
time we met was at
We
the
had a good
Xbox
stream
Games
yesterday.
Showcase, and it was getting ready to come out on consoles. How did that go?
It went great. As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console launch was really just amazing. Both from Xbox gamers and from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great validation that the translation of the simulation to the console has really worked well. Our usage numbers are through the roof. We are absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you there have never been more people playing Flight Simulator than right now. So it's an awesome time.
That is awesome. Congratulations on the launch, really.
This is reminding me a lot like the post E3 Xbox show. Oh, yeah, here we go. Top Gun.
All right.
I want to go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so
Yeah,
much
what's going on
on
with Top
Paris.
Gun?
So you and I talked about Top Gun Maverick earlier. The fans are super excited. They saw the FA-18. They can't wait to start flying. And as you know, it comes out later this year as free DLC alongside the movie. But as the movie is still under wraps, so are we. So I can
Yeah.
still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on even before Maverick. So we are continuing to do our monthly big releases that we've been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching World Update 6. And this
Ooh.
World Update, I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember,
What region
there was
of the
a
world?
little red plane
Yeah,
flying into
yeah.
Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom.
Ah.
So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new 3D cities like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland.
So
Vienna
for that
and
region of
Graz
the
in
world, they
Austria.
really revamped it up.
And,
That's awesome.
And those cities look just amazing. They have like 7
As someone that's
centimeters
played the
resolution,
game, whenever they
resolution,
do
and
this in certain
it's
areas,
awesome. But
they
we
do
want to celebrate
bump
the
it up.
entire region.
They do.
So
There's a
we
lot more
picked
polish to
100
it.
of the most scenic places, the most famous landmarks, and we call those POIs. And we sort of spread them throughout the simulation. And we also added airports. We did Lübeck and Stuttgart in Germany, and Klagenfurt in Austria, and St. Gallen in Switzerland. And what it ties it all together is missions. We're having new discovery flights, we have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the awesome looking places and really celebrate the beauty of this region of Earth. And this is a celebration of DACH, of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. I'm so happy to be able to announce the date here at Gamescom.
The date?
You know, that is really incredible, all the different
that's-
regions and everything that you're going to have in the game, and the way that you're going to be able to actually highlight those.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. But you know, for us, it's actually not just the region and the visuals. We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love aviation like we do. You actually realize that a lot of regions of Earth have a very special relationship with flying, with aviation. Sometimes it's, you know, the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer. So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes? So we are announcing a new series. We call them Local Legends. And think about that as planes that are locally well known, like in that region, but outside in the world, not so much.
Yeah.
But why not use the World Updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience? So for World Update 6, we picked a German plane from the 1930s. It's called Junkers U-52. In Germany, it's lovingly named Tante U, so Aunt U. And we think of us as sort of a digital preservation. So we really want to get these planes to an extreme level of detail. We're going out of our way to really go deep. So we're doing a full scan. We're taking full scans of the outside and the inside, as detailed as 1 millimeter, which is as good as you can really do this. And then we're working with, for the Junkers, we worked with Bernd Junkers, who is the grandson of the original creator of the plane, Hugo Junkers. And he's helping us. He had a ton of insight and materials. Then we worked with an organization that is preserving one of the last surviving examples of the Junkers. So they let us scan and take photographs. And then we were lucky that to find a pilot that actually flew one of those planes while it was still flying in the real world. And he lets us know, like, is the cockpit right and the sounds right? Does it feel right in the air? So we're having a blast working with these experts to really bring these, to celebrate this plane, to bring them back to life.
So this is almost like you're creating like a digital museum for aviation inside Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah,
Jay Baker, this is Gamescom. There's no
museum with
Comic-Con
flyable
going
planes.
on.
So
It's
we're working
Gamescom.
with 40 museums around the world, and it's honestly one of the funnest parts of the job. You end up working with these curators of planes. These are their babies, and they sort of see the tooth of time in the real world sort of nagging on their remaining planes, and they're so happy when we come in with our scanning equipment, and we're basically capturing their planes, and they know that we can digitally preserve them in perpetuity. And we're actually giving those scans back to the museum so they can do something with it. And it's a great collaboration. And we're actually not just looking back in the history of aviation, we're also looking towards the future. So I have another announcement. We are working with a fascinating German company called Volocopter.
Yeah.
And they're making a
Sorry, I'm just fascinated.
an eVTOL air taxi for urban traffic. So they have a vision of the future, how these drone-type machines basically connect people in large cities. We're working directly with their engineering team to make sure that we are capturing their plane and their aircraft perfectly in the flight simulator. And that's coming out in November.
I mean, you weren't kidding when you're saying that there's a lot going on inside
You
of
get
Microsoft
to
Flight Simulator.
you get to play in something that
there's one more thing.
Germany is
I'm
developing.
so happy to
What?
announce that we
That's
partnered with
sick.
RARA.
Okay, sorry.
That's the Reno Air Racing Association, and every year they put on something called the Steel National Championship Air Race, and we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest motorsport. This is right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth, and I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
So race, speed. We go into the danger zone, baby.
Paris.
Let's go ahead and show that.
Paris does that every time. Like, Paris isn't cheesy though, and that's what I appreciate. They're saying racing, but They really, there is not much game to Microsoft Flight Sim. It is just like a fun sim game. But if they actually are adding a race mode, that would be amazing. Oh, yay. If they're adding a race mode, that's exactly what that game needs, because there really is not much
You know I like going
of a game
fast,
to do in
you know
that.
I love being in the danger zone. When is this coming
Cool.
out?
Man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground. So you are definitely going to be in the danger zone. I mean, without going into too much detail, this Reno Air
you say
Race is actually the
200 feet?
largest expansion we have since we launched on Flight Simulator. It's not just because we scanned all the famous race planes of the world, there's lots of them. This is also the first time when you can basically race against your friends and pilots across the planet.
Thank God,
And
something
so,
to do.
Competitive
Awesome.
multiplayer is coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that will definitely test your pilot skills. And you ask, when is it coming out? This is coming out this fall, so it's right around the corner.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you know
Might soon
I have
be
the need for
growing.
speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this and participate in some of these air races.
Awesome, man. We got you covered.
Bubbly, it is a good game to
Thank
just
you.
relax with.
If going fast
Depending.
on the ground is more your speed, keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream. We'll also talk with Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
Man, I don't think the Halo thing's happening this show. These humble one games. Dodgeball Academia? Is Dodgeball Academia coming to frickin' Game Pass? I think it was it already. I downloaded either the demo or something else. What if Battle Royale? Battle Royale what? Dodgeball Academia! Yay! I can't remember if I downloaded the demo to that or what. I downloaded something for it. If it wasn't already on Game Pass, then it must have been the demo. I should play that unpacking game just to get me inspired for... Just to get me moving on how to organize stuff. I do want to give Dodgeball Academia a shot. The art style and it being kind of turn-based just seemed cool to me. Puppy unpacking game with Room Simulator. Play them day one. Here's a bunch of indie games out of day one, baby.
Somehow they did it. They added even more games
For
to
those that
Game
don't have their
Pass.
own room yet.
Let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4 with the game's creative director, and we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that in grand retro
Careful with Sea of
fashion
Thieves.
sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror. Let's dive into the pit.
You know, I did think of... Okay, I'll save that thought for afterwards, but... I have an idea that Halo might not be today. It might not even be this week, but it might not be today for reasons I'll get into after. Capone, look, you don't use any weapons. But I can't just punch people. Well, you're using your hands to do everything. Isn't that similar? This show is functioning very similar to, This actually looks kind of neat. The show is functioning very similar to, the post-E3 Xbox show. It seems very similar to that, where there has been some news and stuff here, though, so that's been cool. But it's functioning very similar to that show, where we get to sit down with
Director of
people.
World's Edge, Adam Eisgreen, and Adam, I'm so excited to talk H4, of course, because you brought something a little different and very special today.
Age of Empires 4,
have.
not on
So,
Xbox,
so
only
far
PC.
We've been showing everyone kind of what Age looks like from in the game, when you're playing it. You've gotten to see a lot of footage of that, and we've also shown a little bit of our campaigns, right, through when we unveiled the 100 Years' War and showed Joan of Arc. But we have yet another way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history to life that we haven't talked about yet.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it.
Well,
Let's hear more.
Okay, wait, you get one moment of suspense. Okay, that's enough. So what we brought today is we have these wonderful little videos that we've created that are interspersed amongst the campaign, and they're about 3 to 5 minutes each. And we have over an hour of them total, and they're called Hands-on Histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yes, I have. We are going to show you the segment on one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan favorite, the Trebuchet.
Excellent. Well, this I got to see. Let's take a look.
Why did we bring up Killer Instinct guy, Ricey?
A counterweight trebuchet
What?
was the king of all siege engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances.
Joey thought that trailer was pretty sick, apparently. The wizard one. Yeah.
At Warwick Castle in England, they've built a replica, one of the
Apparently-
largest in the world.
Apparently Age of Empires 4 is going to have a
Originating
lot
in
of stuff
7th
like this in the
century
game.
China,
It's going to
by
have
the
like
13th
actual
century, trebuchets
live
had
action
evolved
shot
into
things to kind of
devastatingly
teach about
powerful
history.
weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features. A pivoted arm with a weight
He
at one
worked on
end
Killer Instinct, really?
and a sling to hold the projectile at
And now
the
he's
other.
working on Age of Empires?
To prime, the
With
6-ton
World's
weight
Edge?
is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of two that's attached to an axle, which would lift the counterweight, weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone. What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed. Trebuchets
I
were
know
carefully
Age of
aimed,
Empires is about
like
history,
modern
but
guns.
we're at Gamescom to
In order
talk
to
about
weaken
games.
the castle walls or even breach them,
Not
you had to make
history.
sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same trajectory, they all had to be the same weight and shape.
Brendan, they're
To
losing
achieve
me.
this,
I mean, I think this is
Masons
interesting.
used
It's
a
just not what I
gauge.
want to watch right now. It's interesting. I'm
Now, I'm
like,
gonna load
I'm into it, but
this
it's not what
projectile
I'm
into
here
the sling.
for.
Oh, this one must weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms. That's the weight of 2 men.
Trebuchets were also used to throw burning tar, beehives, even dead bodies. Anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
Did you hear that whoosh?
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval
Right,
siege
yeah, I need more
weapon.
games focus, yeah. I know it was up until this, which, again, Age of Empires is all about teaching history and showing history, but it's still
You know,
like,
I'm going to say trebuchet. Don't care, because that is awesome and remarkably unique, something you don't see in games very often.
Yeah, so,
Like,
one of
that's in the
things
game,
when
I'm
we were looking
assuming.
at what we're going to do with Age of Empires 4, there's a phrase I'm really fond of, which is, history is only as interesting as the people who taught it to you. And you could say that about any subject, really, right? But I think the great thing is when you have someone that's so enthusiastic and passionate about history, it really comes across. And we wanted to be that kind of teacher for history. And there's a phrase called humanized history that I use to kind of describe what we tried to do, which is we tried to like connect past and present. And you can see that kind of in our briefings as well, where we've got like real stuff with like CG kind of overlaid to show you the history. And so for these, we really wanted to do that same thing. So ourselves and Relic partnered with this amazing group in the UK called Lion TV, and they've done production on an amazing amount of shows and documentaries for the BBC.
This is why.
And won every award you can imagine for media. And they travel to all of these locations in all these different countries to meet with these subject matter experts and get all of this great footage on how things really worked and how things were made. And it's been delightful to kind of go through that process and, you know, get all these and finally start showing them to everyone.
I love it. Now, you also, of course,
like, it is
you've got a
cool.
bunch, as
It's
you
just not
mentioned,
what
of
I think we
these
should
hands-on
market
history
today.
Segments. Anything else that you can tell us fans about what
But
we
then
can
again,
expect,
for
looking
History
forward
Nuts,
to?
it
Any
is cool.
favorites you got coming up?
Oh, well, favorites. Oh, man. Well, I think my personal favorite is one called Medieval Surgery.
Okay.
And I'm going to let your imagination go with what we might show and what we might talk about in that one.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about them is that they go all over the place. So, you know, we've got ones on warfare and castle building and like how they kept flaming arrows from not going out when she shot them. And so.
Uh-oh. Hello? Stream? Xbox died. They're like, guys, we have to turn this off. It's not working. Uh-oh. It actually did die. What the heck? Is it just their Twitch channel?
I mean, I just love the behemoth amount of history that you guys. Age of Empires, always known for bringing history alive in a completely different way. And I also love to mention
the history was too much.
You and the team do so much research, and it's so great to see this approach being used in a hands-on
Everybody's
history
like,
kind of segment. But,
okay.
I mean, what was that approach like to sort of, you know, sell going forward, especially since it's such a unique in-game experience?
Well, the cool thing was it was there.
What
from day one.
happened?
It was one of the things I was really wanted to do is try to tell these stories
What
in a different
happened?
way. But I'll tell you, like full disclosure, it's been insanely nerve-wracking because we're trying something completely different that no one's ever done before in a game, right? We're like we're history, but we're a game, but we're teaching you things, but you're having fun.
I mean, what was that approach like to sort of, you know, sell going forward, especially since it's such a unique in-game experience?
Well, the cool thing was it was there from day one. It was one of the things I was really wanted to
I don't
do
know.
is try to tell these stories.
I
in a
always like to
different
go to the
way.
direct channel that is streaming.
Like, full disclosure, it's been
but
insanely
surprisingly,
nerve-wracking
this
because we're trying something completely different that no one's
IGN's
ever
is
done
farther,
before,
but I don't know why.
In a game, right? We're like we're history, but we're a game, but we're teaching you things, but you're having fun. And finding that middle ground has been really challenging. And you know, every time we've tried to show, we've shown the campaigns or we've shown these hands-on histories, I've been like, oh God, is it gonna work? Like, people gonna like this? And the great thing is so far, everyone that's really experienced the entire thing
I guess I'll put that over there while I figure it out.
I've just been like, wow, this is great. And it's so different and kind of cool and refreshing. So, whew, so far so good, right?
At least it's during this part, though,
it's been
right?
a journey, you know, to get all this done and put the whole game together.
Well, I love that you mentioned Journey because we are coming towards the end of this development journey for Age 4. Talk to me about where people can find and learn more about Age of Empires 4. I know they're all chomping at the bit.
Oh, well, you know, October 28th, we are launching the game. You can go to ageofempires.com.
October 28th.
From Mr. Ice Green.
Maybe.
And I like
Sorry.
it very much. Adam,
back.
thank you so much for joining us here.
This is the most ahead one, so that's why I'm
Always a
going
pleasure.
here.
Age of Empires 4 looks fantastic, so I cannot wait. October 28th, neither should you. Now, we have tons coming up here today, including a new update for State of Decay 2 and an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 with our friends at Playground Games.
An update for State of Decay 2?
Let's up with Paris,
Why?
who's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
I have a feeling,
That's
dude.
right, Kate. Xbox
Wait till
Cloud
the
Gaming
post show.
is already available on Windows PCs.
Wait till
mobile
the post
phones,
show,
and
because I have
tablets.
some stuff to say.
And now it's coming to Xbox consoles. The future with cloud gaming sounds
I have a
bright.
theory.
No waiting to install, no running out of hard drive space, no waiting to patch, and no buying a new console just to play with your friends. See how the vision of cloud gaming will bring people together without barriers.
So when
Cloud
I think
gaming,
about
man.
cloud and when I think about gaming, those two
Try it
things
out.
together
If you ever
to
want to
me
just
really
try out the
show you
Xbox
the
platform,
future where you
do
can
cloud
pick up
gaming, but
something
don't
and
do
you
any
can play it
split
anywhere,
reaction
and
ones.
you could do it quickly.
Cloud gaming is now available everywhere.
Cloud gaming is phenomenal. It's pretty great. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
This actually looks so good.
Games are large and you want to keep the ones that you know you love on your hard drive. Xbox
The
Cloud
latency
Gaming
is the main
about being
issue,
able to
and you
discover
also
the
need to
new
be
ones
cautious
right
about the
away.
hardware.
It's super exciting that for our Game Pass Ultimate members, they will get to experience Xbox Cloud Gaming on whatever console they have.
Cloud gaming is really about looking at how people play
the hell
differently.
was that game?
I know.
Did you see
me
that?
in
The go-kart
particular,
thing?
sometimes I just have 20 minutes.
It should be as easy as finding the game that you look for on your console and just jumping right in.
We're targeting 1080p at 60 frames per second.
What's crazy about this is like the latency. This is the kind of stuff you need with cloud gaming.
Oh, 60 frames? That's actually
That, what is that? Like, what game is that?
The process itself to get
It
into
looks
cloud
stupid.
gaming feels like you're playing on
Like,
console,
fun
right?
stupid.
You go, you find a game you want, you press play.
It's so easy nowadays. You can pick up any device and pretty much play any Xbox game on Game Pass.
But how did...
If my
How were they able to play it on... That looked like they were using the console.
It makes content just so much more accessible.
Can you do cloud gaming on the
I really
console
love the
now?
flexibility. It's awesome.
I didn't know that was a
Xbox
thing.
is doing right now is just getting rid of the limits of having to be on a specific platform or a specific console, play on PC and mobile, and now on Gen 8.
Yeah, Gen 8 consoles can play Gen 9 content. Isn't that so cool?
With cloud gaming, we have the ability, because you are connecting to consoles that are in our data centers, to allow the Gen 8 customers, the Xbox One customers, to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to play.
That's what they've been teasing
There's
at.
so much opportunity when it comes to thinking about how we can make content more readily available and let people
If you're on
play
Xbox
where they want to.
One
Sign
and
me
you
up.
can't
I'm ready
play
for cloud gaming right now.
a
Let's
series
do it.
exclusive
When's the release date?
game,
When does it release?
Holiday 2021. Okay, holiday 2021 is when it's going to come to consoles. Okay.
August 9th saw
So,
the release
interesting.
of the free optimized update for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on the Xbox Series S and X. With beautiful and rich visuals, thanks to the addition of ray tracing and improved materials
I would like to
alongside
replay
performance
this.
updates, this is the perfect opportunity to relive Senua's journey or experience it for the first time.
Ricey, you say,
If you
is it a big
haven't
deal no
played
more?
this,
It was
do
never a
yourself
big
favor,
deal.
Grab a pair of headphones and immerse yourself into this world.
Agreed. Speaking of unique experiences on Game Pass, the Xbox Plays team will be taking a look at some ID at Xbox titles over the next few days, including
It's just
12
something we
Minutes
hoped that
and the
there'd
Big
be
Con.
some cool stuff.
They're also talking with developers from Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, and Destiny 2.
My theory
So join the live Q&A
is this
to
is
get
like
your burning
Xbox's
questions
pre-show
answered.
to
You
the
can catch
opening
all of those streams
night
on
live show, and that's where they'll have more hype
twitch.tv/Xbox.
stuff. That's what I'm
Speaking
gonna
of Forza
expect.
Horizon 5, don't forget our friends
Okay,
at Playground
Forza.
Games will give us
Nope,
an
they're saving
extended
that.
look at their monument to motoring in Mexico later on.
That includes never-before-seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before.
Yeah, Halo's
I've
not gonna
loved
be here today.
Everything I've seen of Forza Horizon
Yeah.
5 so far.
They
and
would
I
have
can't
marketed that
wait.
just like they
Now,
are with
Kate,
Forza. So
There's more games to check out, right?
There's
Well,
not gonna
right,
be
you
Halo today.
are, Paris. Let's talk Wasteland 3.
Today.
Their newest DLC introduces us
Stay
to
tuned
a new
after the
cult.
show.
The Cult of the Holy Detonation.
This is a while, by the way, so I understand if you like don't have the patience to sit through. It's a 90-minute show, so it won't be over until 11:30.
Deep within Cheyenne Mountain weave.
And this is by In Exile.
Devolved into the
So this is the Wastelanders 3
nations you
DLC?
see before you. Set on a righteous path. The holy detonation's life-giving glow should be shared with everyone.
Yeah, this is Wasteland 3 DLC. Wasteland 3,
May the
not
light
Wastelander.
of the holy detonation purify you. Join us, Rangers.
Okay, so they're still releasing DLC for Wasteland 3 while they're also working on their next RPG. That studio is busy. And are we gonna talk to them?
With new patches, bug fixes, and added features, like fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age. To really savor the game's bouquet, we're talking with In Exile game director David Rogers. David,
I tried to
thank
tell you
for
guys,
joining
this is
us.
not going to be an
super excited to be here.
entertaining
Thanks.
show.
So
This
in the
is going to
trailer,
be very
we saw that
mild.
DLC is coming out
So-
on October 5th, but we know, In Exile, Wasteland 3, you guys have been working on this for a very long time. So can you kind of talk about that journey?
Yeah, our dev team has been
skipped the
working
golf tournament for
nonstop,
this.
full tilt, trying to make Wasteland 3 the best version of itself it could be. Over the past year since it's released, we've added features, we've balanced, we've listened to the community, we've fixed bugs, added stability, and I really think that the version that we have now is the absolute best version of the game. And if you've never played it before, now's an awesome time to jump in.
Well, congratulations on
I have not
everything
played
that you've been
Wasteland
doing
3.
with Wasteland
I wanted
3. Now,
to,
this
but-
DLC is called The Cult of the Holy Detonation. Now, talk
I've been
about
meaning
that
to.
a little bit. Tell me what's going to go into this DLC. What should we be excited about?
Right, so you've heard of Cheyenne Mountain, right?
Yes.
For those who haven't, Cheyenne Mountain is this top secret military complex
Here's the
buried
most
deep in the
entertaining
heart of
part.
Cheyenne Mountain in the middle of Colorado. It's designed to outlast a nuclear winter.
Yeah.
And so when you hit level 16, an old friend calls you and says, hey, I need your help securing this secret military base and all the secrets within. And as soon as you get there, you find two warring cults battling over supremacy, trying to take control of the Holy Detonation, which is this pre-war science experiment that they worship as a god.
Yeah.
And, these cultists are insane, they're mutated, they've gone totally mad, and all they want to do is share the holy radiation with you and your entire ranger team. How generous.
Yeah, that sounds a lot cooler than some of the cults I may have joined in the past. But this is typical Wasteland fashion. We're really going to be able to get in there and mix it up, right?
Right. So you and your ranger team insert yourself right smack dab in the middle of their holy war, which, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
And this is a Wasteland game, so you decide everything. Choice and consequence is our bread and butter. And so you decide who lives, who dies, who gets screwed over, who takes charge. You're deciding the fate of the cults, the Holy Detonation,
I'm just
Cheyenne
listening.
Mountain, and ultimately all of Colorado. This is really your game to craft and mold.
That's awesome. So the last expansion was the Battle of Steeltown, right?
Yeah.
You had giant robots and things like that. So, what are you going to do to actually top something like that from the last expansion?
Right. So we wanted returning players to find something that they could never find in another version or in previous versions of Wasteland 3. And so we built this as a Wasteland-style dungeon crawl. And in there you find this awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been locked in this pre-war time capsule, and some of the raddest boss battles we have ever been able to build in a Wasteland game.
That's awesome. I want to get back to the crazy cultists, but talk to me about these big boss battles. I want to hear more about that.
Right. So we took the best parts of Wasteland combat and we breathed new life into it with objective-based combat, which are basically super rad boss battles. It's no longer you're huddling in a corner, throwing down turrets, just going on murderous rampages. It's not about killing, it's about getting the job done. And so now combat doesn't end until the mission is over. We send you on proper combat missions. You're in there breaking into prisons, rescuing POWs. You're disrupting these high-tech cultist rituals. You are splitting your fire team and coordinating like you never have had to before. Everyone on your team has a job, and I really think this is going to take old players who know their ranger team like the back of their hands, and it's going to make them scratch their head and really have to rethink how they go about combat and making it new, exciting, and challenging mentally in a way we haven't been able to really do before with just straight-up murder combat.
Now, Wasteland has a reputation for getting a little silly.
Does sound cool.
Right.
Sorry,
what
I'm
are
just
some
really
of the weird
listening.
characters we can expect in some of the story encounters we'll see in the game?
Yeah, with Cult of the Holy Detonation, we really got to cut our devs loose and just let them be creative and fun and silly. In Exile's modus operandi is if we're brainstorming and something makes us laugh, we just put it in the game. That's just how we do it, and we pick up the pieces
That's
afterwards.
funny. That's cool.
Because we want to make something that entertains us, and then we know if we're having fun, our fans are going to have fun along with us. And so we got to explore, really letting you get deep into this weird radiation cult, and let you interact with them and talk with them, and tell stories and maybe even join them.
Yeah.
And so for instance, one of the characters you meet, one of the first cultists you meet, is this slathering beast. He's got claws and fangs and spikes jutting out.
He's so into
drooling,
it.
But he's the nicest guy in Cheyenne Mountain.
Straight
you
up
meet him
passion.
and he's
Hey guys, you should come in here and soak up some of these rads. It'll be great.
and he Sherpas you in and lets you meet the whole cult. And another one of my favorites is the Proteus. He's what you get if you took 20 cultists and you like melted them into a big pile. Kind of like I would do this with like a magnifying glass. I would like melt like army guys and like GI Joes into a big pile. And he's wet and sloppy and gross and he's hard to understand and he needs a translator supposedly. But he's like your #1 fan. And getting to build like this totally out there wild extreme character was a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton of fun to like explore like what makes this cult tick. And he's an absolute blast. Hell, even some of the weapons that you find in Cheyenne Mountain, they're devolved cultists. Like there's one guy and he kind of devolved into this like vomiting bagpipe creature and he has this real like kill me vibe about him. But we get to play with these fun body horror themes that let us jackknife between sort of like dark and serious
awesome.
and like goofy and funny, which is a line that Wasteland really loves to ride. Like, you know, a lot of really important stuff is at stake, but you know, the Wasteland's a pretty bizarre place.
Oh, I can imagine. Now, we talked before, you've been working on Wasteland 3 for a while. There's already expansions that are out there. But say I'm a new player. Say I'm watching this right now and I'm like, man, I want to get into Wasteland 3. What would you suggest for new players wanting to get into this?
And like I said at the top, like Wasteland is like the best version of itself right now because of all the work we've put into it over the past year. And so you can get the whole thing with the Colorado collection. That's the base game plus Cult of the Holy Detonation and Battle of Steeltown, all for a discount. Or if you have Game Pass, you already have Wasteland 3. Just download it and play it. And then you can get both expansions with the expansion pass.
That is awesome. Now, to kind of recap this a little bit, we've talked about, you know, spewing.
I think it is fair that
weird characters,
Xbox Game Studio games, they don't come with the DLC because it's like you already can play the base game if you like it enough.
But please remind everyone,
then pitch in it for it by getting the DLC.
When can you pick up this DLC?
Right, this work of passion. It comes out on October 5th. We're really stoked.
That is awesome. So this is the Cult of the Holy Detonation.
Cult of the Holy
Detonation coming October 5th. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Barish. Appreciate it.
All right. In the 3 years since its launch, Sea of Thieves has played host to some incredible crossovers, including unique ship sets inspired by games like Battletoads, State of Decay, Halo, and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players an all-new ship as a part of the latest wild crossover heading to Sea of Thieves.
Finally...
This event begins tomorrow. So get ready to make some mayhem, and let's get our first look at this very special ship.
Now that I'm into Sea of Thieves, I can finally do shit. Like, now I'm actually into Sea of Thieves, so now I actually, like, will get excited for any new events and whatnot. Why do I not know who or what this is? Get the free mayhem ship. Set inspired by Borderlands. Gotcha. Okay.
Really cool to be a part of this all-digital Gamescom event. And we were thinking, what's the best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom?
I haven't played Borderlands, that's why.
This as Sea of Thieves. And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the Mayhem ship set that you've just seen, a really, really cool ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves.
That thing is going to stand out like a sore thumb. That's all I'm going to say.
Kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life and giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved. But if you head to Larina at any of the outposts in the Sea of Thieves world, she'll be able to fill you in on the details of what you need to go do to earn the ship set. So we hope everybody gets a chance to take part in this awesome time-limited event. So it starts today. And it runs through to September the 7th. So that's the time period you've got to get your hands on.
I'm going on trips.
And I think that's it from me. So as always, I will see you on the seas.
Okay, I might be able to get it. Jesus. Jesus. I might be able to get it. It's just something to do. I don't care too much about the ship personally because I like to be stealthful because I don't want to run into other players, and that thing is not stealthful at all. So,
hope.
I don't know.
It's always been a dangerous world in Trumbull Valley. But now, it's hope that brings us back together.
Oh, State of Decay 2? It's interesting, these devs, they're working on their sequels, but they're still expanding their old games at the same time.
And in the face of a growing threat, hope.
I don't know. I kind of just want them to be all hands on deck for State of Decay 3. I have not played State of Decay 2 yet. I want to play 3. Because the way 2 looked, I don't know. New map. 6 new bases. Just keep in mind, these like Sea of Thieves, you know, earn this ship. Here's 6 new bases and all this stuff to State of Decay 2.
To Trumbull Valley.
Guess what? We're gonna see all these kind of ads for Halo Infinite over the next few years. Over the next few years, we're gonna get those same kind of updates that you're yawning at
Just like
for Halo
zombies
Infinite.
themselves, it seems everything old
That's how
is
it's
new
gonna
again in
work.
State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us
That's how
through
it's
this
gonna
Undead
work.
update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell. Hello, Wanda. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. It's great to be here. Talk about the Homecoming update releasing on September 1st. We are very excited to get this into players' hands.
You are indeed. So let's talk about the Homecoming update.
Hi, Dog Tag Duke, by the way.
Are coming back to
I don't
Trumbull
know if I said
Valley.
hi.
We were there for Heartland, the update back in 2019. Talk to me about the difference.
Seattle
There's an
Juice as
outfit
well.
right here.
Hello.
Listen, because you're adorable.
So Heartland is the story mode within the game, but it's a very linear, narrative-driven experience. You know, players couldn't move their communities there. So
linear.
that's all changed with the Trumbull Valley map. It is the 5th core open world map. It's fully remastered, and it expands into 2 territories that were completely inaccessible in Heartland. So players can return to Trumbull Valley with their communities, start new communities there, and really start exploring everything that the new map has to offer.
So then, would Homecoming be a sequel then to Heartland?
Yeah, exactly right. So the events in Heartland kind of play out. You see what happens in Trumbull Valley. So we think of it as the 3rd part of our Trumbull saga that began with the original State of Decay game, continued into Heartland, and now we see what has happened since then and what storylines might be coming to a close. So there is a lot for players to discover, a lot of environmental storytelling to find, and you know, things have changed. So this isn't the Trumbull Valley that players might remember. So that's going to be exciting.
Interesting. Well, and anytime you expand
T-Rex.
something like Trumbull Valley, you just have to have a juggernaut of content, pun intended. Talk to me a little bit about what some of those things are that players can get in on here now in the expanded Trumbull Valley.
Yes, a ton of new content. In fact, we're doing something unique with the Trumbull Valley map. There are items there that you can only find on that map and nowhere else in the game, including 12 new hats and outfits, 10 new very cool weapons. We've got 6 new bases, 2 new achievements for achievement hunters. And on top of that, we are adding the game's 12th bounty pack. So that will be available from the bounty broker across all maps. And I have to say, they are some of the coolest weapons I have ever seen go into the game. I'm so excited for people to find them.
A juggernaut amount of content, and I don't care who sees that second pun of the day.
Halfway.
That works out great. Well, let's talk about the State of Decay community, because it's absolutely an integral part to this entire franchise. And State of Decay being on Xbox Game Pass, how has that impacted the community? How has that impacted the game? Talk to me about those.
It's been fantastic, and you know, we have an amazing community. We love them so much. In fact, one of the reasons we're doing Trumbull Valley as a map is because it was one of the most requested features from the community, which also makes it very exciting for us to be able to say, we did it, you get it. And we have a major milestone that we're celebrating. State of Decay 2 has 10 million lifetime players.
10 million lifetime hang your hat on that. I absolutely love that. That is
really grateful.
Incredible, amazing news.
Does that mean 10 million people have played it? What does that mean exactly? Because I find that hard to believe.
When it comes to the update.
So the update releases September
cool.
1st. It's a free update for all State of Decay 2 owners, and it's included with Xbox Game Pass. Happy Homecoming.
I love it. Thank you, Wonder.
So that is a free update.
My pleasure.
That's cool.
Now we move from Trumbull Valley to the Lost Valley of Akria. This mystical location trades zombies for ancient warrior clans, forgotten temples of long-dead god kings, and a healthy dose of hack and slash. All this awaits in Stray-Blade.
Stray-Blade. I mean, I guess it makes sense, 10 million, because there's like over 20 million Game Pass subs, so it's like, okay, half the people on Game Pass tried it, or people bought the game. Look, it's Capone's game. Strayblade, is that what they called this? Excuse me.
In Strayblade, you discover the mystical lost valley of Akria, a world which ranges from overgrown temple ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. A game world that changes based on your victories and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat. If that weren't enough, you even get a fuzzy little pal to help you out. Between the epic fights and this small guy, there's clearly a lot going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Strayblade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, game director at Point Blank Games.
Joey,
today
I want
will
it.
show you Strayblade. Strayblade is an action RPG where you play a rogue adventurer who is exploring the ancient valley of Akria with his companion, a witty wolf named Boji. Unveil the history of the Forgotten Valley, muster the powers of the 3 Akrian metals to restore balance to this war-torn land.
That is the how, as well as the why.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game. Let's dive into the combat first. Our combat system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks with split-second blade-to-blade reactions. It is the high noon of skill-based melee weapon combat. To achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishers. You can choose from multiple weapon categories that can be combined to fit your playstyle. Now, let's take a look at the exploration. Akria's colorful world ranges from overgrown city ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of an ever-changing world bristling with adventure. Every discovery holds treasure. Find rare materials, recipes, weapons, lore pieces, and beautiful places. Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you. When you die, time keeps moving forward. Enemies killed stay dead. New foes invade camps that you
I feel like this is straight out of World of Warcraft.
Only one thing is certain.
But just different
the change you
game.
brought shapes what now awaits you. And of course, get ready
And
for
more
epic
close
boss
camera.
fights. We hope you enjoyed the first look at Strayblade, which will be out next year. And keep an eye on our social media channels for more information.
Adorable Dark Souls.
Next up, one of the
Crusader
most
Kings
unique
3.
games finally
I've
comes to Xbox.
heard of this.
Yeah, unique. As in, my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me. Unique.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings 3, the medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your royal line from those that would conquer your kingdom, and evil twins apparently.
Yeah. It's coming to Xbox as an adaptation, not a direct port, meaning that the UI and controls have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand
just got
strategy
me.
experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings 3, now coming to Xbox consoles.
I have heard of this game.
My
Man.
son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us. Your father sought his glorious revenge and failed.
I just want a bit more, man.
Never
'Cause
understood that the greatest
I didn't mention this earlier,
wars
but I
are
do
won
actually
with
like strategy
weddings,
games.
not warriors.
And that's why I'm a little bit interested in Age of Empires 4.
Swords.
Just because I like those real-time strategy things, but not. It doesn't look like this though.
Small-minded.
Yeah,
Measure success across the span of a single
I mean like
life.
armies.
The real game is played across generations. You see, real strategy requires cunning.
On consoles. Oh, only Xbox Series. Interesting. I really wonder if they're really doing their best to cut out Xbox Ones at this point.
You really haven't lived.
They just want
until
it all
you've
to come to
made an 8-year-old
xCloud.
the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into some weird stuff this past year.
Weird, like diving into people's brains and exploring their mental universes projected into a
Psychonauts 2 is
psychedelic
coming out
60s
tomorrow.
Wonderland kind of weird?
Exactly that kind of weird. Which
And
means
it's
I
getting
am so
really
excited
great
for Psychonauts
reviews.
to finally get a sequel. It has been so long.
There really
16
is something
years.
special about Psychonauts, isn't it?
16
There
years.
really is indeed. Now, think about this. 2005, when Psychonauts originally came out, was a different time for gaming. Most of the biggest games that year, we're talking Resident Evil 4, Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2. They were great games, for sure. But they were all big, beefy shooter games.
I'm not sure,
Meanwhile,
Purple Greeno.
Psychonauts had humor, whimsy, and surprisingly heartfelt moments. It was an oasis of color and humanity in an era when games were increasingly turning grimy, dark, and combative.
Not to mention having some deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered
weird
a
shit
cult
outside.
classic.
It has been a long time coming, and it is finally here. Enjoy this long-awaited launch trailer for Psychonauts.
Oh, the launch trailer. Wait, has this already happened? Nope, never mind. Comes out tomorrow night, baby. 16 years later. It's not the only thing Double Fine has been working on. They announced it back in 2019? Yeah. The 007 like intro song.
My name is Raz, and I'm the
Dude.
new intern. And today
I'm stoked.
is my first day on the job.
Get ready, Rasputin.
I'm not gonna be able to play it until next week, I think, unfortunately.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
Let's go.
I'm not supposed to check out equipment to...
Please play Psychonauts 1 if you have Game Pass. Play Psychonauts 1.
What?
Or just go to this game, fine, whatever. But believe me when I say Psychonauts is
Quit picking on the
dope.
new kid. We were all new.
Not again! Are you kidding? No, not during Psychonauts. The one thing that I've finally gotten hyped about. Come on.
Another unruly peasant. Oh boy.
Let's freaking go, finally, dude. It's gonna be between this and Ratchet and Clank for Platformer of the Year. I'm gonna call it right now. It's gonna go to Ratchet and Clank if it was Platformer of the Year, but this will be runner-up, I'm sure.
Psychonauts underestimated Maligula's power.
But this game, I kind of hope is respected more for like the story stuff it does. And the art direction. Let's go. Play it tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Launches tonight at 5 or 9 p.m. But it's officially released tomorrow. Yeah, let's go. But I don't think we need to talk about it,
I could
though.
not be more excited for Psychonauts.
Let's move on, though, 'cause that's
I gotta
literally
be honest, me and that
tomorrow,
original
so-
game, we got some beef that needs settling. If you know, you know. The meat circus level, it is infamous, it is brutal, it is difficult to say the least. It's the final level of the original game that came out, and I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette Teatree Montgomery. I am.
Damn it, we don't need to
definitely
talk about
dating
this.
myself, but you all
It comes out
welcome
tomorrow,
from Double
but
Fine
I guess
Productions. Thank
why
you so
not?
much for being
Just
here.
remind
Tim, can you
people.
believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
Yeah, it feels like only yesterday, but it kind of was for Raz because the story
I
picks
guess
up
I'm
right
gonna
where
focus on
the
this.
first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It was really important for us to carry the legacy forward, especially the cool style of Wonk that is very prevalent in the first game.
Style of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it. Let's roll it back a bit. Of course, this can be a kind of a trippy idea if you're not familiar. Psychonauts, they still jump into people's minds, I'm assuming, like the first game, right? So if a Psychonaut sort of dove into my brain, it would be like a lot of Ted Lasso quotes and French Bulldog memes. Am I correct, Tim?
Yeah, that's what's fun about a Psychonauts game is that all the levels are different, just like every person is different, based on their personality. If you could jump into someone's mind, what would it look like in there? What would be the color of the sky, and like who would the monsters be? And in Psychonauts, you get to do that because Raz has the power of astral projection. And when he goes in, he gets to fight those monsters and help people deal with their nightmares and wrestle with their inner demons. And so there's a ton of variety, and there's a lot of anything goes. We can go to any location, we can have any art style, and coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds and unique levels from the first game and the unique style as well. So we were really focused on how we could bring forward that style in Wonk and also bring in new levels and enemies.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be Psychonauts without new mental demons, and I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2. What does this mean? Does it mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face?
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety in your face, but you definitely get to slap some panic attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of those. In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites, and they're definitely here. And in addition to that, we also have our doubts. And some new enemies. There's our lovely
look
sensor.
out my window.
Also some regrets, some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging.
Weird ass sounds
Our
out
doubts
there.
are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here. He is our, it energizes our whole combat troop. So we have a whole cast that you can battle and fight with.
Including the new bad mood.
Including the bad mood.
Which is
the electric
bad
storm
mood.
of feelings that you have to fight.
Now, for those
The
who
bad
haven't
mood.
played the original, available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way, wink. Tim, why is Raz so good at rummaging through brains?
It's on Game Pass, the first one.
Raz
and
is,
second.
he has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills, one being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in the circus. He can balance on tightropes, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes, and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can
I
levitate
predict,
objects. He can,
other than
use
Halo,
telekinesis
this game
and
might be my
pyrokinesis.
game of the year.
He has these
That's
powers,
my
which
prediction.
people might
Other than
recognize from the
Halo,
first game,
this
as
might be
well
my
as,
game of the
3
year.
new powers for the second game. He has
Actually,
the
including
ability to
Halo.
mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect
Purely
two
out of
thoughts and
respect,
actually
not
connect two thoughts
personal
together,
bias,
to
but
solve
purely out of
puzzles and to
respect.
navigate
Probably
in
this is
game.
going to be my game of
He
the
has
year.
the power of
That's
time
my
bubble,
prediction.
which is just change and slow down how things
That
are
I
moving
played.
by changing people's perception of time. And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality, out of his unconscious mind and bring it into the world that he's in, like a companion in battle or in puzzle solving.
But let's talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz training to be part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely different circus?
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down
Right
at
at
the bottom.
Yeah, so earn his way back to the top again. He's no longer the coolest kid in summer camp. And much to his chagrin, his entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. And so the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family. Each one of them has their own quirks and foibles, and some of them are even psychic. And so a lot of their story gets told in this game, including their backstory and how it relates to the foundation of the Psychonauts themselves.
Well, I like that. And of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
Beefy, meaty
There
revenge.
it is. Lizette, Tim from Double Fine, thank you so much. And you know what? Extend a huge congratulations
I played the
to
first
everyone
game.
at
That
Double
was
Fine
not
on
an
the launch of
inside
Psychonauts
joke.
2.
I played the first game. There was
Thank you so
no.
much. We're very excited.
Thank you.
And you can catch more of Tim Schafer and ask him those burning questions about the newest game in the fan favorite franchise in our Xbox Play stream tomorrow. But first, We're going from
Even they
cleaning
were
out
caught
medical
off guard by
cobwebs
that.
to cleaning up alien planets
Yay!
in this extremely satisfying
Good!
4K
I wanted to
trailer
see this
for
too.
The
Great. Okay. Sweet. This is the other platformer that's Xbox exclusive I want to freaking check out. Well, Psychonauts isn't Xbox exclusive, but good. Let's go. Okay, hold on. I want to see this.
Insurance won't cover alien storm damage. You have to be careful out there.
The gunk's eating everything here.
Please don't lag out during this.
Planet
Please don't.
is literally a paradise when the gunk's gone.
Oh no. Don't add to the game apocalypse that is 2021, man. Oh no. I really want to play this now.
Oh, please, Max.
When they first showed it in July last year, it looked really cool. And that just showed me all these other environments. Okay, it's going to be on every Xbox platform. Did it say the date? That's supposed to be this year as well. Oh, there's a lot of different environments there, and I love that.
Games today, and it's hard to pick a favorite. But
Did it
let
not
me
say a
just say,
date?
It is so cool that State of
looking this
Decay
up.
2 is expanding Trumbull Valley.
I'm looking this up.
Come on. And hey, you know what? Great job on that Flight Sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to Jorg is always a blast, and Flight Sim is such a special game to me because, I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world.
I mean, before today, it says September.
I was staring daggers of jealousy watching
dang
you
it.
talk to Tim and Lizette over at Double Fine.
Well, I will say this. I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts
Guess
2
we're gonna have to
already,
wait
so I
until
don't
after
even want
the
to hear it.
That's true, but it's not the same
But
as
hi,
talking
Blue.
to the
Hi,
creators.
Dragon.
Just trust me
That's
when
how
I
you guys
tell
join.
you. Be excited for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well. I am excited to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Plays streams.
Yes, don't forget, Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news throughout the week at twitch.tv/Xbox. So make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Oh, it's hands down the best part of the job, for sure.
But we're far from done here.
Too true. Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated follow-up to 2018's breakout hit open-world driving game Forza Horizon 4, arrives on November 9th on
Okay,
Xbox
Forza
consoles,
time, so we're probably gonna be
Xbox
here for
Game
another
Pass for console,
15
PC,
minutes.
and cloud, and of course, Steam.
And if you're watching our Xbox YouTube channel, switch over to our Xbox Twitch channel to see all this new exclusive content.
And that is twitch.tv/Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller, which is available for pre-order today, so players can have it in hand by November 9th when the standard edition of the game launches.
Ah, gaming apocalypse. Freaking Bob Saget. Purple Greeno, Xbox reposted the streaming trailer and said in its title coming to the Series S and X. I believe that also means the one, though. I strongly believe. I saw that in the trailer, but like, maybe it's not on the one, but that will be neat if you don't want to install a game and you could just kind of like play it right then and there instantly. I didn't think of that. That's actually a really good idea to be able to play games without having to download them. Oh, we're gonna talk about that after. New controller. All Xbox consoles, Greeno says. All Xbox consoles. Okay. It does. They confirmed in the upload description. Okay. Joey, imagine
Charlie
they
here,
end with
and
Halo.
I'm at Playground Games with
If
Forza
they
Horizon
don't, I have a
creative
theory,
director Mike
Joey.
Brown and Forza Horizon art director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hello.
How cool is this?
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the last thing because they're building up to Horizon 5
and
a
I'll
lot.
be the first to say there is an amazing influence of Mexican car culture and music literally splayed right across the front. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. It just feels like it's a part of the Horizon Festival, like it's just dropped out of the game into your lap.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love it.
And there's so much we do want to show the fans,
hair.
and it's been quite difficult to decide where to start. So can you maybe tell us a bit more about the game, Mike?
Sure, yeah. So Forza Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've ever built in hundreds of the world's most beautiful and exciting cars.
Yeah, and people think that Mexico is just a desert or a beach, but there's so much more to it, isn't there?
That's right. Even though it does have pretty awesome beaches and a number of amazing deserts, it also has vast canyons, hidden temples, awesome, beautiful historic cities, and even a towering snow-capped volcano, the highest point we've ever had in a Horizon game.
So you've talked about how Forza Horizon 5 showcases powerful,
Can we drive up to the
all-new
top of the
graphical
volcano?
features, but what more
That'd
can
be
you
cool.
tell us about that?
I don't think so.
So yeah, our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're really there. And thanks to the Xbox Series X and S, ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista to really make our cars look more true to real life. You'll
What is he
encounter the
wearing?
smallest
You
of
see that?
details as you travel throughout the world, all rendered in striking realism.
Oh, that's such an exciting overview. I cannot wait. And next up is something we know that Forza Horizon fans have definitely been waiting for the most. Mike, what exactly is that?
Yeah, that's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. Should we take a look?
Let's do it, yeah.
So I didn't get to play Forza Horizon 4, but I did hear it was one of like the best games of last gen. Especially on the Xbox side, it might have been like the best game to come from Xbox last gen. So I had it downloaded, but I think I'm just gonna skip it and go straight to Horizon 5 because gaming apocalypse is a thing. And if I don't need to play previous games, then I'm gonna try not to. So I am stoked for Horizon 5 and to finally freaking see what all the hubbub is about.
Now, those are two very
I was gonna
different
say,
ways
there's
to explore
more,
Mexico.
yeah.
So what I want to know is why those two cars were chosen and what players can expect when they get behind the wheel.
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them. The Mercedes AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula One hybrid technology almost one-to-one from track to the street. And with the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands, that's primed for rugged off-roading across Mexico's vast terrain.
Impossible.
And I'm certain people can't wait to see more of what these cars can do in the game, so I don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see next?
Yes, so in a few moments' time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features from Forza Horizon 5. But before that, we have 8 minutes of brand new gameplay where we're going to see both the Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. And in typical Horizon fashion, we are going to see active volcanoes, cars jumping out of cargo planes, and a race under beautiful Mexican skies all the way to the Horizon Festival.
This is definitely the finale. Which I don't mind. Like, Forza Horizon 5 is going to be, like, alongside Halo, Xbox's, like, one of their big releases for the holiday. What the frick is happening? Are they airdropping? Bro, that's sick. That's such a cool intro if you get to choose to do that. That's such a sick way to start.
2021 Ford
That's
Bronco
awesome.
Badlands, atop of the towering, snow-capped Grand
That's such an
Caldera
awesome way to
volcano.
start, potentially. Why do you guys keep going Battle Royale? What the hell? That's sick. Okay, so it's gonna be 8 minutes of gameplay of this, so this is definitely the finale. Jesus. Now, if I didn't have Game Pass, this wouldn't interest me. But because I do have Game Pass, it does. Because I don't have to pay for it. It's just a matter of, does this look interesting enough to play instead of to pay? I should tell Xbox that. Does the game look interesting enough to play instead of to pay? I gotta market that. That's a good one. But that's how I feel about Forza Horizon 5 here. Where it's like, it's not a game I'd probably buy, but at least I can, because I have Game Pass, I know I just have access to it. What is this? This is definitely their highlight trailer. Just showing a crap ton. That's such a cool intro if you can do that, dude.
So now we see the 2020 Corvette Stingray tearing up the asphalt towards a dust storm in the Mexican farmland.
Outtrack the storm! Sigue adelante! Keep going!
Dude, I can have some fun putting on Spotify music to this game. Please don't crash. Woo! That freaking light reflection is business.
There's no other way around. We've got to go through it.
Gotta go through the sandstorm. That's illegal, Joey says. That's illegal. I think it's illegal to drive 120 miles per hour.
For the eye of the storm.
Dude, terrifying. Freaking terrifying. I've been in a sandstorm. That shit is scary. I gotta say, Forza always nails the landscapes.
Okay,
yeah.
on my mark. 5, 4. 4 now, that's fine. This could get a little rough.
I just want to know, is that like these are cinematics, but it goes straight to the gameplay. So I'm wondering, like,
Next up
are those like actual cinematic intros that you do when you drop off? That'd be cool. That'd be really cool if that was the cinematic intro that you get every time. God damn, the lighting reflections are sick. Oh, the lighting is freaking dope in this game. Wow. This is the showcase trailer, man. This is a trailer that really just showcases. Here's where you could go in Forza. All they need to do to wrap it up now is like show a race and show the, not Forge mode, but you know, the custom games mode that they have. But they kind of already did that last time, so. But they are doing a good job of just showcasing, here's the environments, here's what it looks like, here's how it feels. There you go. Stay driving in the moving circle, it'd be so damn cool. Oh, why you guys are stuck in this battle royale idea? That would be a cool idea though, everybody stay in the circle. I can imagine that getting very chaotic very quick, though.
You're not gonna believe your eyes when you see this. Keep going.
Raw Dog is nerding. Highway to Horizon. Drew, California. How big is this, I wonder? Like, the only complaint I have about Mexico versus, was 4 based in Britain or England? Like, was it based off England? Because this is gorgeous at all? Oh, here we go. Race to the festival. There you go. They did exactly what I
We have
said.
the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed.
I said show a race next.
Sun-baked Rocky Coast.
I said show a race next, and they did.
Mexico. We've already had cars falling out of the sky, but all eyes are on the superstar making their way to the festival right now.
I just want, I don't know. I want snowy places. I want places that do have a lot of plain grass instead of it being jungles. But honestly, this works. This works.
If you've just arrived at Horizon Mexico, then you are
Damn.
in for a treat, my friends.
Going like 200 miles per hour, bro. If you crash at that speed, gone. Just gone. I get nervous, man. I'd get hella nervous.
Well, that is the last inbound cargo flight, racing neck and neck with an AMG 1.
This music is perfect, too, this racing music. This sounds super retro. Did somebody just crash? Stop. Don't do it. Oh, okay. I thought something was about to happen. Nice showcase. Nice showcase. I said during the E3 show, I'm talking about that specifically, the Horizon part, not the whole show. They definitely ended on a good note, but like, I said for the E3 show that Horizon 5 was the game of the show, in my opinion. I thought Horizon 5 was the game of the show during E3. And I thought Stalker 2 was also like runner-up, but Horizon 5 was the best game of that show. And then even like the awards for E3, it still won like the best showcase kind of a thing. So
That was absolutely incredible.
I admit, the show is over. Like that's what that last thing just stated. Like it just said like, okay, we're done. Thanks for watching the show. Yada yada. But yeah, so this right there means that they're done. So I'm just basically gonna establish that. But IMO, they ended on a dope ass note, in my opinion. They ended on a dope ass note. But what I'm really pissed about is the gunk. The gunk. I wanted a release date for that 16 minutes ago. But it said September previously. I'd say this game was in like one of those other moments that I'm like, I wish, like I was pretty hyped about. No release date on that though. Son of a biscuit. I want to play it. Anyways, we'll talk a little bit about, this has been my jam. This has been my jam. I love listening to synthwave music as I like chill or work or hang. But anyways, let's chat a little bit about the show. Not too much, because honestly, I don't even know. Like, if I port anything, it could be the Forza reaction. That could be fun. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what else I'll have to say about it. But what did you guys think of that show? I'll see what you have to say, but just summary of my thoughts. It was less than what I expected, which is very unfortunate. So because of that, I'm like, but it is exactly like the structure of it. And I think Paris said this too. Paris tried to warn people as well, because I listened to him on Kinda Funny. He was the black guy that was the host of this show, the better host in my opinion. And he was like, hey, just want you guys to know, tamper expectations. Like, you remember that show that I did after E3? Think of this a lot like that. We'll have a couple new reveals to show, but it's going to be a lot like that, where we're sitting down with devs, getting to know more stuff. So they did their best to set the expectations for this show, but we just always go wild with it, you know? So, yeah, but still, it was a little bit disappointing to me, but I have something else to share, but I want to see what you guys thought first. And by the way, thanks for watching this with me, because I still enjoyed it. Like, was this a streamable event to me? No, I would have like totally just watched this on my own time and just checked it out on my own and like watched it at my leisure, just like I did with the post E3 show. I thought that show was neat too, because I like hearing the devs talk about their games. I like hearing what they have to say about like how it's going, what their thought process is. I like that stuff, and we got a lot of that during the show. The Age of Empires thing was a little bit weird, but that's also because they're gonna have things like that in their game. They're gonna have these documentaries of various history in the game, so it's like, okay, here's like one of those snippets, but I don't know. I still enjoyed the show. I just don't think it was a very streamable one, in my opinion. This isn't the kind of thing I would normally stream with you guys. I just still wanted to, just in case. Just in case. But let's see what you guys thought. Raw Dog says they have a battle royale in Horizon 4. I believe that. How does that work? Is it just everybody staying in a certain area, or Jay Baker loves race car games. Joey, bring me that Horizon. Bring me that Horizon. Got new Pirates of the Caribbean thing. Sea of Thieves with Borderlands, which like that doesn't motivate me personally. I wish there was more content added that was Borderlands, but honestly, it's something to do, and that alone is like, all right, that's cool. In fact, I might push off Psychonauts 2 to finish. I saw somebody earlier, Hey Ricey, he asked Kibiji, did you play 12 minutes? Yeah, I started last week. In fact, I started last week on Twitch. Freaking follow me on Twitch. I'm gonna be one of those people that are like instead of being like, hey, I have a Twitch, you wanna follow me? Like, I'm gonna be nice about it. No, I'm done being nice. Follow me on goddamn Twitch. Go to the description. You could talk with me about various things I haven't done videos about. You can see me play certain things, and you can also see like the start of me playing 12 minutes. There's a lot of shit we do on there. We hang out twice a week. So if you want to be a part of these live streams more, why aren't you on Twitch? Do it. Takes you like 10 seconds. You can follow there, and then you'll get notified when I go live. There you go. Anyways, sorry I plugged it in like that. It's just I always do it nice, so let's change it up. But yeah, last Thursday's Twitch stream, I started 12 minutes, and yeah, it's been very, very stressful because I don't know what to do sometimes. But the game does a good job leaving you helpless. But I'm gonna focus this week on finishing 12 minutes. And then I'm going on a trip. And then when I come back, instead of starting Psychonauts 2, I think I'm just going to focus on the Sea of Thieves thing. Because then I'm going to leave again the weekend after that. And I don't want to start Psychonauts 2 and then just, like, drop it, like, twice. So, yeah, Psychonauts 2 is going to have to wait. Raw Dog, the music in Horizon is amazing always. That music was fun. Like, if that was in-game music, that was some really fun music. Dogtag Duke, well, we were both wrong with our Halo predictions. I hope you're not talking about me, because I didn't predict Halo. I never predicted Halo in this stream. I never did. Did I hope for Halo? Did I want Halo? Absolutely. But after the thing that was last week, I said it in my Halo video that I did like at the end of last week. I said in that video, I'm like, I thought we're gonna have Halo blowout for Gamescom week, because there's an Inside Infinite supposed to be anyways Thursday, but they might not do it anymore. And there's an Xbox show for Gamescom. But after that update last week, they made it seem like this is our thing for a little bit. We'll get back to you a couple weeks from now. So after that vlog, I was like, we might see Halo next week. We might not. I really hope we do. But I didn't think we would. Best one is ending. Hey Ricey, Raw Dog, Master Chief shows up in a chopper. Just to clarify what my theory is, and to give people a little bit of hope for Halo people. Don't give up hope on Halo quite yet. And the reason I say that is because my potential theory. I'm gonna show you this. Gamescom opening. This is tomorrow. Gamescom Night Live. Gamescom opening night live. This is tomorrow. Okay? And I am gonna stream this tomorrow. And I think this show will be a lot more hype. It's gonna premiere 30 games. 30 games. They're probably not all gonna be hype ones. I'm gonna predict like half of them, you know, are kind of eh. But the other half will be either pretty cool or maybe not. But where is, I'm looking for partners. There we go. For Gamescom opening night live, potentially, here's publishers that might be involved. All right, so we could see something from EA, you know, regarding Battlefield and so on. We could see Konami. What the hell would Konami might have? I don't know. Ooh, that's freaking Genshin's Impact right there. But, oh, who's at the bottom? Xbox. So Xbox is not done this week quite yet. There's also Warner Brothers Games there, but Xbox is not quite done this week. And so my potential prediction, I don't want to say prediction. I'm just going to say like hope. Xbox wanted this show to close out with Forza Horizon. They didn't want this to be like an Xbox blowout show because not everybody might watch it, right? Not everybody might watch it. So they're going to let Forza Horizon be the star of this show. Tomorrow, mixed in with all these other people, what if Halo was the standout? What if, you know, there is something new for Battlefield? There is a new trailer for Young Judgment or whatever. Konami shows something shit, whatever. I don't know. Epic Games shows up with like a new Fall Guys collaboration, which they did say they're going to show at Gamescom, you know? There's some neat stuff at this show, potentially. But what if Halo was a standout? And if I was a marketing person, I'd be like, what if we had 343, because they just told us, look, they're not going to have Forge and co-op in the game at launch. We need to bury that within the next week or two. We gotta give them something to like focus on instead of that really soon after that. And instead of doing it at this Xbox show, they do it in this show, opening night live, because more people might watch it. I would say more people are going to watch this show than the Xbox show, to be honest. I think more eyes will be on this show. So that's why I'm saying it could happen. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying it could happen. I'm still not expecting it to, but it could. That's my theory. Anyway, so don't give up on Halo this week quite yet. My ideal hope is that they show a dope-ass campaign trailer and they still have an Inside Infinite on Thursday. I really hope that's the case. Joey, it was all right. They set expectations well. Yes, they did set expectations well. It's just still, you know, like you want more. Purple Greeno. By the way, Purple Greeno, I really like your profile picture. It's really cool. Thanks for making their stream a bit more interesting. Peace. Thank you very much, Purple Greeno. I'm sorry I missed that if they already dipped out. Dog Tag Duke, every show should have a zinger, and it didn't. One decent announcement was flight sim racing stuff. To each their own. I definitely thought there was a couple zingers. I definitely think there was absolutely nothing in this show. It depends. To me, every Xbox show, like everyone is interesting to me only because I'm a Game Pass subscriber. If I was not a Game Pass subscriber, then I wouldn't be as interested in this show. But because I am, like, I am staying tuned. Like, what can I play on Game Pass? Or what's a game that's on Game Pass that's going to get an expansion that might get me, like, all right, maybe I'll try out that game or something, you know? And for me, for instance, Sea of Thieves, okay, here's something to do. Not that exciting, but here's something to do. Honestly, the State of Decay thing, I'm like, you know what? Thanks for reminding me that exists. I've been meaning to kind of try it, but not too much in a rush. Flight Sim, definitely. Flight Sim, I was really happy that they're adding a race mode. I think that's cool. That's really cool. It gives you something, like, competitive to do in the game. And, honestly... Oh, the Gunk! The Gunk and Psychonauts 2 got another neat look. I didn't need the one about Psychonauts, though, because that's happening tomorrow. But the Gunk specifically, man, that game looks really cool to me. I am glad that they have a lot of other environments going on in it. And that excites me, because that game already looked kind of neat to me, and now it just looks all the more neater with all the different environments in it. So, and then Forza. I think the show ended on a banger note, which is Forza Horizon 5. That was an awesome, like highlight reel. That was what you could expect to get in Forza. Just straight gameplay. That was like a PlayStation level trailer for the game, where it's just straight gameplay for 5 to 10 minutes. That was an awesome just showing of Forza, I thought. See, so for me, there was a few highlights, but if none of those interested you, totally get it. Joey, Stray-Blade, I think, was my highlight. It's just the animation of that game just felt weird to me, but that's cool. Stray-Blade. Raw Dog, apparently they're showing more Horizon. Yes, they are. I purposely clicked off, though, because I just want to talk about this show, and then I'll check out the Horizon stuff later. Because that's what we're streaming. We're streaming the Xbox Showcase. I don't want to stream more than, all right, let's watch anime now, kind of a thing. Joey, you should try Hades. Ha! No. Game Pass sucks, Joey, because I saw a comment from Joey earlier that was like, great, I'll play this after the 800 games that I'm already working on. That's how I feel, man. Like, I just have too much shit to play, and Game Pass is not well, it's making it worse. Game Pass makes shit worse for me, man. But yeah, Hades, I would like to try, but there's just so much crap to play. I don't want to fall behind. When I have a solid couple months of a gap, I will be so excited, because then I could just hit the backlog. But this fall season, I have no break. Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which is probably one of the few games I'm going to buy. Kenna Bridge of Spirits and Battlefield 2042. The only two games that I'm actually like, damn, I probably have to buy those. But yeah, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Battlefield 2042, Psychonauts 2. I was tempted by WarioWare, so I'll add that to the list, but I was just only tempted by it. Metroid 5, I'm also tempted by. Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, Back 4 Blood, The Gunk. The Gunk is, if it's still saying it's going to release in September, The Gunk. And I think that's it for now. But that's 9 games over the course of freaking another 3 or 4 months, dude. That's ridiculous. Anyways, and there's like 2 or 3 I'm forgetting. Joey, wait, Bethesda's showing up as well. Yeah, Joey, I think Bethesda kind of already kicked things off. They had QuakeCon close by, but yeah, Bethesda probably will have very minor things. I think they have where is it? Gamescom Bethesda. They have a very minor, like, separate thing that they're doing. I can't remember where, but they have like a very minor thing that they're doing. Future game show, whatever. Yeah, I could have swore Bethesda had like some minor thing they're doing, but they could show up at the opening night live tomorrow, maybe. Hey, Ricey, I'm hyped for Saints Row reboot at opening night live Gamescom. Are you sure that's happening? Is that a thing? Capone, Origami 2, I'm kind of interested in. Nice, I watched all cutscenes in the first game. I'm down to watch anime. At this point, I wish they'd slow down on releases. Joey, did you just see what Joey said? At this point, I wish they'd slow down on releases. They gotta have a constant stream of stuff on Game Pass, man. Game Pass is now gonna be to this point where it's like, we don't play everything that's on it. We have to be very selective about what interests us most. But if we're ever in a point that we don't have anything to play, there will always be something. There will always be something. I see more talk about the Saints Row stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I am a little bit disappointed with that show, even though it, you know, met the expectations set. It's still, I don't know. Like, I kind of wish there was a little bit more to it. Especially because it's Xbox, and it just was really, there's a lot. Oh, they didn't. Okay, here's the things they didn't touch upon. Last thing I want to say. There was a couple things they didn't touch upon. They touched upon the gunk, which I was really happy about. I wasn't sure if we'd see that. We did not see Exo Mecha, which is like an exclusive Xbox free-to-play game. We didn't see anything about that. We didn't see anything about Crossfire X, which, again, like, that was supposed to release last year, but they pushed it back to this year. Have not heard anything about this game all year. Crossfire X. Those two games, I am very surprised that we didn't get here, because those are two Xbox exclusive things. They're not going to be at opening night live. They're too small to be there. They might, but I just don't see them being at opening night live. I pictured them being totally here, and they weren't. So I'm really surprised about that. And Halo wasn't here. But I wasn't expecting Halo. I was, like, semi-expecting Exomecha and Crossfire. But, unfortunately, no. But at least I got the gunk. The gunk was my pleasant surprise. But Halo, I am crossing my fingers that it's just some dope-ass campaign trailer. They did say last week that, hey, I know you guys are asking about campaign. We will show you more on campaign, but we're in shutdown right now. We want to have it really polished. And once it is good, then we will record straight gameplay for you and show you that. And they made it sound like that's not going to happen for another few weeks. So, we'll see. Anyways, Avowed looks cool. Well, that's like Forza Motorsport, though. That's way off. That's on those list of things that's like 2022 and beyond. So, anyhoozle, I think that is good. Any other final comments before we wrap? Because I'm going to skedaddle. I might, Kibiji and Joey, check on Twitter about Saints Row. Honestly, even if they are rebooting Saints Row, I personally don't care. I have never cared about Saints Row, to be honest. Nope. No new notifications. Okay. You guys always got to tweet me. You got to tweet me. Hey, Ricey, Crossfire X is quiet in some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. Crossfire X, man, what is happening with that game? It just went dark. Like, it showed up last year and just went completely dark other than announcing they needed to push it back. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna skedaddle, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and stay tuned because tomorrow we are gonna watch opening night live together. I really hope that show, I'm confident that show will be better than this one because it's gonna be 30 games. Again, I'm expecting half of them to be kind of like whatever, but I'm hoping the other half is at least like, that's cool, to yo kind of a thing. But I will see you then. Don't forget to be Geek Proud Awesome, and I appreciate your company. Go find a game to play on Xbox. Xbox Game Pass, anyways. Or whatever system you're playing on, that's cool. But Game Pass, God, it's overwhelming. Oh, and please play Psychonauts. One more plug into Psychonauts. Somebody asked, does it play smooth, the first game? It's old. It's 16 years old. You need to keep that in mind. But for its time, the answer is yes. In today's world, but Psychonauts 1 is great. Wait, what time? 10:45. Starts at 10:45. I think there's a pre-show, but I admit I'm going to be showing up during the pre-show. But it starts at, my stream will start at 10:45. If you want to watch the pre-show, then you go to the actual stream. But I'm just going to be hanging out during the pre-show. I'm not expecting anything too big. So yeah. See you then. Bye-bye.